Life often feels like a series of endless struggles, where every day is a battle just to survive. But sometimes, the darkest moments hold the seeds of transformation. This is the story of Daniel, a man who went from living in poverty, where hope seemed like a luxury, to becoming a beacon of success and inspiration. But Daniel's journey wasn't an easy one. It was filled with failures, self-doubt, and moments of despair. Yet amidst all the chaos, there was one thing that changed his life forever: a mirror. This story isn't just about Daniel. It's about you too. It's about what you can achieve when you believe in yourself and refuse to give up.
Daniel grew up in a small, impoverished village, where opportunity was nothing more than a distant dream. His family lived in a one-room shack with a leaking roof and cracked walls. His father worked long hours in the fields, earning barely enough to buy food, while his mother sold vegetables in the local market. For Daniel, childhood was anything but carefree. At an age when most children played and dreamed, Daniel was carrying sacks, fetching water, and doing odd jobs to help his family survive. He would often go to bed hungry, his stomach growling, wondering if life would ever be different. School was a luxury Daniel couldn't afford. Though he loved learning, he had to drop out early to support his family. As he grew older, he worked harder, lifting heavy loads, toiling in the fields, doing anything he could to earn a few coins. But no matter how hard he worked, poverty seemed like a prison with no escape. Despite his circumstances, Daniel had one thing that set him apart: a spark of hope. He dreamed of a better life, even though it felt impossible. And that hope, that little spark, would soon be fanned into a flame. One evening, as Daniel walked home from a long day of work, he stumbled upon something unexpected: an old, cracked mirror lying discarded by the roadside. It was dusty, its frame chipped and worn, but something about it caught his attention. He picked it up and brought it home, placing it against the wall of his shack. That night, as Daniel stared into the mirror, he didn't just see his reflection. He saw something more. He saw the man he wanted to become. In the dim light of his small room, Daniel began to imagine himself differently. He pictured a version of himself standing tall and confident, dressed in a crisp suit, holding a leather briefcase. He saw himself as a successful man, a provider, a leader, someone who had broken free from the chains of poverty. That vision struck him deeply. It wasn't just a fleeting thought, it was a seed of transformation. In that moment, Daniel realized something profound. To change his life, he first had to change the way he saw himself. Motivated by this vision, Daniel decided to take action. But where would he begin? He had no money, no education, and no connections. What he did have, however, was an unshakable determination. Daniel began by setting small goals. He started saving every penny he could, no matter how little. He borrowed books from a neighbor who ran a small library in the village. Every night, after a long day of work, Daniel would light a candle and read about business, about communication, about people who had risen from nothing to achieve greatness. He realized that knowledge was the key to unlocking new opportunities. The more he learned, the more his confidence grew. He told himself, "I may be poor today, but I won't let that define my future." With the little money he had saved, Daniel started his first venture: selling handmade baskets in the local market. It wasn't much, but it was a start. He worked tirelessly, waking up before dawn to craft baskets and spending his days convincing customers to buy them. Slowly but surely, his efforts began to pay off. If Daniel's story is inspiring you so far, take a moment to support our channel by hitting that subscribe button. Your support allows us to share more motivational stories that can change lives. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on content that can inspire you to chase your dreams. Success didn't come easy for Daniel. There were countless days when he felt like giving up. Customers would reject his baskets, competitors would undercut his prices, and there were times when he lost more money than he made. But every time Daniel faced a setback, he would go back to that mirror. He would stand in front of it, look at his reflection, and remind himself of the man he wanted to become. He told himself, failures are just lessons. Every great success story is built on a foundation of challenges. Over time, Daniel's business grew. He expanded his product line, started hiring others from his village to help him, and reinvested his earnings into learning more about the world of commerce. He began to see the fruits of his labor. But Daniel wasn't just working for himself. He had a bigger dream: to uplift his family and his community. He wanted to prove that success wasn't just for the privileged, it was for anyone willing to work for it. Years of hard work and perseverance transformed Daniel's life. His small basket business grew into a thriving enterprise. He built connections with suppliers, expanded to neighboring towns, and eventually started a company that employed dozens of people. Daniel became the man he had envisioned in the mirror all those years ago. He wore the suit, carried the briefcase, and walked with confidence. But more importantly, he never forgot his roots. He returned to his village, not as someone who had left it behind, but as someone who wanted to give back. He used his wealth to build schools, create jobs, and mentor young people. He told them, "If I can do it, so can you." Success isn't about where you start, it's about where you're willing to go. Daniel's story teaches us that transformation begins with a vision. It starts when you look at yourself, not as you are, but as who you can become. It's about taking that first step, no matter how small, and refusing to give up, no matter how hard it gets. We all have a mirror in our lives. It may not be a literal one, but it's there, in our dreams, our goals, our potential. The question is, are you willing to look into that mirror and see the greatness within you? If Daniel's story has inspired you, don't let it stop here. Hit the like button, share this video with someone who needs a little motivation, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that remind you of what's possible. Remember, the mirror reflects who you can become. The rest is up to you. Thank you for watching, and always keep chasing your dreams.